Help me grow, fast or slow, as long as I know you're digging for gold. Help me learn, soft or stern, as long as I know you're digging for gold. Life's a movie, the ultimate trip. You should have been told you'd be digging for gold. Hello, my friends. Once again, welcome to Digging for Gold. I'm Dan Goldberg, as you know. This is episode 28. And today, for all you people who are into sports and other things related to sports, and just business, how to grow a business, build a business, you're going to love our guest today. Jordan Ludwig. How are you, Jordan?
What's going on, Big Dan? What's going on, Digging for Gold squad? How we doing, brother?
Great, man. And you are NewJerseyBettingGuru.com, right?
Yes, sir. Instagram, all the socials, NJ Betting Guru. Guys will probably see my crazy butt pop up on your timeline.
It's very cool. How'd you get into it? That's what I want to know.
So the way it actually started was I was selling signs. I was a sales manager selling signs. And
what kind of signs? What do you mean?
Fast signs, any type of signs.
Fast signs, yeah.
So I was running fast signs. Kim and Jeff, shout out to them. They're great people. They still own it, I believe. So my little brother and his friend, after work one day, we had a little smoke session in his shed, and they decided that they were going to do, and this is right before, I don't know if, I think this is right as sports betting first just got legalized, right? So they were starting to give a picks page, the two of them. And I'm like, I always had a marketing background in high school.
Well, I'm going to stop you.
Yeah.
What's a picks page?
Like a sports betting picks page.
Okay, would you pick the teams you want to?
Yeah, like they would post and they would charge people to sign up for their picks, and people would pay them for their picks, right?
Okay, got
so
it.
They showed me how they're doing it, and I look at it right away. And like I said, I always had a marketing background. James, you're what is he? Your stepson? I guess we'll call it. Yeah, James, your stepson, right?
Yeah, James. Yeah.
So he'll tell you from sophomore year till senior year in high school, marketing management was like the most competitive in DECA. I was always top test scorer in state, highest role play in the state. So
in DECA?
Yeah, I was a big DECA guy.
Yeah, we have DECA where I am now.
Yeah.
It's I
love that. I still to this day, dude, the DECA.
Well, we'll have to come in
Yeah.
and speak to our business management organization, which is also the DECA organization.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I love DECA. I'll do anything for DECA. And DECA was like literally going to college and high school with the most intelligent, beautiful women around you. Like, it was so cool. And then you got to dress up in front of them and all the stuff that might have got snuck behind the scenes when you weren't doing the work. It was great. It was a great time. Like I said, it was college and high school. So anyway, I always had that background, and I looked at them and I'm like, dude, like, what are you guys doing? Like, make this presentable, use the proper hashtags. And like, we kind of just like went at it. I'm like, all right, I'll make my own page. I'll show you guys how it's done. So right away, like I was doing like, $20 parlays, and I was
wait.
Yeah.
See, this is I'm an ignoramus when it comes to betting. Okay. So I'm not a high proponent of betting, folks. This is not about wanting you to bet. This is about Jordan's story, but it's very interesting. So what's a parlay?
So a parlay is essentially, I could have just interchanged that word for bet. A parlay is just when you put multiple bets together that all need to hit at the same time, so you get a higher odds yield.
Okay.
All right. So, so basically, I started posting mine and showing my wins as each day, and I used the proper hashtags. I used my marketing knowledge to get views, right? And I never even had a personal Instagram before this, which is crazy. I was against it, and which is crazy that 8 years ago, like I had one, but I never used it. And so I did this, and right away, people started messaging me like, yo, can we pay you like $25 for your picks ahead of time? So I was running it actually through Venmo at that time. I was getting people sending me Venmo for the picks. And I was like, all right, like maybe I have something here. So right away, I started running Instagram ads. Instagram, I got over like 1,000 followers in like 24 hours from the ads. The ads, like my CPM, like my, CPM cost per, my click rate, basically cost per view and to conversion was like insane. Like it was like every like 1 in like 3 people that were looking were like converting. It was crazy. Wow. So it was like, it was very, I found a very good technique that I was using for the marketing strategy. And it just right away, though, within 2 days, 3 days, Instagram shut my ads down. But I still had those people. So I ended up making I had like a $10,000, $15,000 a week eventually as it went on for the first like month. Like I had like.
But I don't understand. Why did they shut you? Why did Instagram shut you down?
I don't know. I used to play poker for a living. So that's the other thing we'll get into is, in social media, as you're aware, there's these things called haters. There's jealous people that come into life. Right now, for the last 4 years, I've been so shadow banned. Just people are spending tens of thousands of dollars out of their own pocket to pay for bots to send them to personally attack my page by the thousands and mass report me so that my page gets limited. They try and get me banned. Like when any big activities are coming up that I'm promoting and they know it's like really important, they'll like up it and spend more money to try and get me.
That's so weird.
It's crazy. I don't know why people hate. I try to be the best person I can be, but like when I played poker, I was younger. I was a little more arrogant, and some of those people in that world, like they know how to work computers. You know what I mean? It was. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if I pissed off somebody. I don't know. I don't know who it's doing it. I just try and ignore it. So that happened then. And, I had like a couple, like 10, 15, I think I maybe even had over $20,000 in sign up weeks at that point.
Right.
And then it just got shut down out of nowhere. My entire page got shut down. The ads first, and then I posted, and then so that's why it's now NJ Betting Guru New, because it was originally NJ Betting Guru, and somehow they got that page completely shut down. And for months, and the sign people, when I was working the sign, they saw the money that was coming in the first couple weeks, and then they all knew. They're like, wow, because they were worried they were going to lose me right at first, and then it went away, and it was like, oh, this stinks. So I knew that the potential was there, but like at that time, you couldn't get back. If your IP was banned on Instagram, you couldn't like use another account. Like you couldn't do anything. It was different back then.
It's weird. Wait, is it NJ Betting Guru New NEW or NU?
NEW.
Okay.
Yeah.
.com.
Well, yeah, that's the website. I have both domains, njbettingguru.com and njbettinggurunew.com. You type in one, they'll convert to the same page.
Okay.
I left out the fact that at that point, I also went from using Venmo to then one day I went and I built my own custom website personally because it didn't need to be super aesthetically appealing. It just needed to be more as a tool to process payments and have people, be able to use their credit cards, use different payment methods, use Apple Pays. So, honestly, I haven't made many changes to this day from 8 years ago on the website because, again, it serves its purpose and it works very well for me. That stunk, right? So I lost that, and a couple months went by, and I randomly got an email one day at work from like an old Instagram. Remember I told you I never really had a personal page, but I had it, but I didn't use it. Yeah. And it says like in my old name, like not the NJ Betting Guru name, but like my old name, and it's like something about the account. Click here, and I click it. And somehow, like any other time I tried to open Instagram, it would say your IP is blocked, you can't do anything. It like did something where it did a glitch with the Instagram app, and all of a sudden I was open. So what did I do? I went and I changed that page. The NJ Betting Guru New was super, and ads were able to run. I appealed it. They let me run ads. So when that page came back, I was able to run ads for like another couple weeks, and of course shut down again. They found me. They shut the ads down. But I was able to get like 1,000 or 2 followers, from that, and people said they were looking for me. So I was able to snowball that, and then my big thing was I started off with battle rappers. I was into battle rap, and I
what is that?
It's it's basically where they get big crowds together and guys basically freestyle essentially against each other. So like they'll have different rounds and it'll be face to face, and like it'll be very entertaining, and it's it's like rap music except
battle rap.
Yeah, battle rap. Yeah.
Okay. It's a battle of rappers.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and so they'll come out at each other, and there are guys there that were getting tons and tons of views, tens of millions of views, but like they would even talk about it themselves about not really like knowing how to monetize their views, and that they weren't making anything near what the other rappers were making, and they were getting so many more views than a lot of these rappers, right?
That's why I stopped rapping.
Yeah, that's why I stopped rapping.
Yeah, I wasn't getting the what do you call it? I wasn't monetizing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went and I found like Goods the Animal was one of the top one. Charlie Clips, who was on an MTV show, Conceited, DNA, K-Shine. If you guys know battle rap, you'll know all these names. And I had them actually do skits. I posted on YouTube. Still to this day, if you go to my YouTube, and now it's under Tap Out or Cash Out, my podcast, but I have to switch it back.
What's your YouTube thing again?
It's Tap Out or Cash Out. It's
Tap Better Cash Out.
Tap Out or Cash Out.
Oh, Tap Out. Or cash
like tap out, like choke, like
tap out or cash out.
Yeah.
Okay. Tap out or cash out.
Yeah. So I have to switch that back. I switched that page over for a little while because I was doing a podcast with my co-host Andre Petrosky, who's a UFC fighter.
Right.
So we had that transitioned over for just the YouTube page. But you can still go to the bottom of that page and see the original videos that they made. And they were really good skits that they did. So they were super entertaining. So I tapped into some of their followers. And, word of mouth obviously is the best advertising. We're on a business podcast. We know number one form of advertising is obviously word of mouth.
Right.
And you got to treat your people well, right? Your customers, you got to appreciate them. And, you got to perform for them. And then not only will they come back, but they'll start talking about you and their friends will start coming, right? So I built, the Guru Squad. I assembled it literally from that smoke session with my brother and his best friend Dom. And it's funny because they did it, and still to this day, they'll bring it up and be like, we started that. I'm like, yeah, but I did it right, and
You did.
And it just snowballed. Then I started using other influencers from different worlds and just, doing collaborations because I knew that I couldn't run ads like other people were doing. And it worked out really well for me. UFC fighters, I at one point I had 15% of the UFC roster that was doing ads for me. I had so many big relationships. Patty the Batty was in my pick chat for free. He's now fighting for the championship in Vegas next month in January.
Wow.
Literally he was in Cage Warriors, wasn't even in the UFC, and he was in my picks chat getting my picks and in exchange for doing promos for free for me. Yeah, so
Wow, that is cool.
yeah, and there's a lot of stories like that, and that's that's the cool thing about the UFC is that it's the only sports league that don't get me wrong, Darius Slay has followed me, he's in and him and I have talked in the past, but not to the level that you can and connect with the UFC fighter. I literally was just with Andre the other day. Andre's one of my good friends, and we weren't good friends years ago, but we became good friends just through meeting in the industry. And then they're accessible. And they're really good people for the most part. A lot of people that trained martial arts, at that level and become that. If you get a black belt, it usually means that the professors see that you're level-headed enough to be able to teach others to be level-headed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, martial arts is based on being calm enough to see the perspectives of life, and not be a crazy person.
Yeah,
really have a mellowness about you. That it's sort of like Tai Chi masters.
Yeah, you do.
They
You
could
a
be
Tai Chi
5'4". I used to be. They could be 5'4", and down a 6'8" guy who weighs 3 times their size.
Yeah.
Just because of their movements and their views. But I have a black belt. I have it on now.
Oh yeah. My man's the king of the one-liners there. I like it.
But I understand why UFC guys, because of martial arts, can be pretty mellow on
and like I said, for the business perspective, I was able to, they were a lot more accessible, and once they saw that a couple were doing promos with me, I found it easier that others would say yes, because I'd show them examples. This was right during those times, and they were doing the Abu Dhabi fights, so I had guys posting from Abu Dhabi, and it started becoming where a fighter would almost if they weren't upper echelon yet, they would almost be flattered that I was asking them, and they would come to me. Some people would offer to do it for free, like I said, and it started to snowball. And then it kind of got a little oversaturated. Skinny Bet started doing it, other guys started doing it, and it kind of lost its luster. But I was luckily able to build my core people that found me enough, through that type of strategy. And now as I'm thinking about it, honestly, in years, I haven't really done much. It's all just been word of mouth and going to events, giving out T-shirts, whatever. But I haven't really focused on growth just because the shadow bands and stuff really mentally have gotten to me. And obviously I've seen, there's people that were starting pages to give my picks out for free and charging a cheaper amount. And so I had to go and put in the ways to everybody has to send me their ID. So now I know exactly who's in my chat at all times, where they live, everything. So they try and run my business down. I at least know that.
Right.
And it's just crazy how evil people are in the world when it comes to business.
It's crazy how many evil people there are, period.
Right. Yeah.
And just business is just one platform that you can find evil people, but then there's a whole bunch of good people.
No, I agree.
And you got to work with the good people.
It's nice. On a side note, something somewhat related to that, and obviously with Henry as well, your grandson. But my little sister 2 days ago just had my first niece. It's the first time I've ever been an uncle. And, getting to be a part of that in the first 24 hours of somebody's life, actually being in the room with the family and seeing her eyes open for the first time. And it was just such a surreal experience, like, and it like really puts into perspective like the good things in life and like the happiness. It's like I've had chills that entire day. Like there were so many events that happened that day that gave me chills throughout my entire body, and like it was just incredible. It reminds you that you are alive, and with the bad things, this is why you're alive, for the good things.
Yes, and I agree with you. It's when I'm with my students, it's great. Doing this is great. Being with my family and my grandson, my great grandson, and so forth. So it's there's beauty in life. And people have to recognize the beauty, and there's fun in life, and that's where it goes to you. I mean, it's fun for a lot of people to bet on sports teams and games.
I would love to say that. Well, so
they get a little freaked out though.
So full transparency. I went through last football season I made over $500,000 just from the betting side profit. Just it was a great season. To start off this season, not that I lost out of pocket this much, but like over $300,000 of guys like having touchdowns or then a flag getting called back, or falling down at like the 6-inch line instead of scoring a touchdown. Literally over $250,000 to start this NFL season I missed out on that I would have had in my pocket if those things didn't keep repeatedly happening.
Right.
So like I felt like I've had this dark cloud, and ironically I say that the baby's my good luck charm because her name's Caroline. And so the first day, like I was going through this horrible luck, and I had this random bonus bet, and I was just waiting, picking my spots. There's no UFC, which is my bread and butter for 6 weeks, for signups and everything. And I say, all right, I'm going to put this in. And sure enough, we hit it the first day that she's there. And I'm like, oh, she's like really like great energy. I hit it for like $2,500 from a $500 free bet, right? So that was 2 days ago or 3 days ago when she was born. Now, yesterday, I put in another $800 worth of bets, $300 parlay that would yield $5,700 in change, and then a $500 one that would bring back $1,000 in change, right? So a bunch of the legs hitting a big one, and I have the same game left in both, and the Knicks were losing. And they came back and won, but this team wasn't winning. Jacksonville State was the last leg in both for $6,700.
Jacksonville State?
Jacksonville State last night.
Okay, college football.
College football was the last leg, and they were clearly the better team, but like something kept happening where they weren't taking the lead, and like fluky stuff kept happening. And I was like, should I cash out? Should I take a couple $1,000 guaranteed? And all of a sudden, sure enough, what comes on in the background, you think?
They won.
No, Sweet Caroline comes on as I'm flipping out. And I say that I'm going to call her like my little ooh-ooh because like, like Sweet Caroline, ooh-ooh-ooh. So like I feel like baby's like the ooh-ooh-ooh part, And as soon as it happened, I knew, like I was like, everything's good. And sure enough, like that was it. That was good. And then we won the game. I won $6,700 from a couple $100 bet. Like, and like, so now like, it's just crazy how energy really is a real thing. Like you got to find a way to stay positive. Even when the world's trying to bring you down, you got to focus on the beauty. Because like I don't know what it is. I don't know how to explain it, but energy is real, and it's like I'm telling you how many times I can feel I'm gonna have a good day, or like I can feel losses. James will tell you I can feel losses like way before they're coming, and it's like but I can also feel wins. It's the weirdest thing. Like it's the weirdest thing.
No, I completely understand that because there are times when I'm watching. I'm a big baseball guy. Okay, you do baseball, right?
Yeah, of course.
Sure. So I'm a big baseball guy, and then it's football, basketball, hockey. I like them all. I'm a 4 for 4 in Philly.
Yeah. Phillies, Flyers, Sixers.
Yep. And even the Union. Okay. I used to play soccer, but I'm a big baseball guy. And sometimes I can feel when the Phillies are going to lose.
Yeah.
And I will walk out of the room and I'll say to my wife, Colleen, she'll say, where are you going? You're such a big baseball fan, Phillies fan. Why are you leaving the room? I said, I have to leave the room because I am a big baseball fan.
Right.
And crazy baseball fans get it.
Yeah.
That's you got to walk out. And I can't watch this.
Yeah.
Or I can't watch it because I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm feeling it's not going to go good.
Yeah.
And then if they win, it's a great thing. But usually my feelings are right.
Yeah. No, it's crazy
energy.
how there's energy in a world like that. But like, but yeah. So hopefully I'll never lose again. No, no,
I hope
just
not.
kidding.
I hope
we're
not.
talking about always gamble responsibly. That's the thing.
So you started this. What were you doing before? You were working at Fast Signs.
Yeah,
right?
I was in sales.
And you went to college, right?
Yeah, I went to Florida Atlantic, but I don't.
Florida Atlantic.
Yeah, Florida Atlantic, and then I actually went to Rowan for a little while after that. So I have all of my core classes like accounting 1, accounting 2, micro, macroeconomics, calculus, all that stuff. But I just don't have electives left to take. So I took all the important classes, but like I didn't technically get my bachelor's degree because I didn't I didn't actually take all the years worth of electives that you need to take.
Do you want to do that?
No.
Okay.
Like I never really has affected me in life.
It's interesting because a very good friend of mine, who was the dean at the College of Public Health at Drexel, where I was the chairman of the Dean's Council. I formed it, and he said to me, he went to Harvard, and he said, I'd go into the computer lab, and there would be this guy there all the time, and I don't think he graduated. But he turned into a very successful guy. Never got his degree.
Yeah,
Bill Gates.
Yeah, he's pretty successful, I'd say.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd say. So there's
I used it. I feel like what I needed to get out of it, and I do have regrets that I wasn't mature enough mentally that I could have put myself in a way better situation at a younger age, knowing what I know now. But I mean, that's life, right?
If you ever want to go back to college, give me a call.
Appreciate it.
I'll try to help
my
you.
little cousin, he's a Temple graduate. He's very successful right now. He's 28 years old, owns his own house. He just has some pretty big investments right now. He actually already bought and sold a laundromat. So, Temple grads are intelligent.
They're intelligent, yeah.
Yeah.
Temple grads, and all the area colleges. We're blessed here.
The football team, on the other hand.
Yeah, I'm when it's the football team didn't do horrible.
No, this year they were better than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, Penn State was a big disappointment for me because I'm also a Penn State fan, having taught at Penn State for years, and I don't know what happened. They just collapsed.
Yeah,
it started off good, but they collapsed.
Yeah,
and you follow what areas do you service? Let's put it that way. What could somebody say? Can they say I want to bet on a UFC fight?
So UFC is like what I'm known for, like for a long time being like one of the top, like one of the best in the world at. And then, like I said, last season with NFL, like nobody was matching my percentage. And obviously, the betting industry, this is my 8th year doing this now. It's obviously a what have you done for me lately, right? Like I could have been the best in the world for the last 7 years, but I'm having a down couple months. But now that now that people are seeing I'm hitting insane odds, because when you hit a parlay, like these parlays last night, I hit like 25 to 1 odds. So realistically, I could lose 25 parlays in a row and then still be even, So people are seeing that, and they're like, okay, like they wait. They're like, all right, the guru's getting hot. Like this is the time, and that's what happens. Like, and and the signups, and it all snowballs because I get more money from signups. It also makes me not second guess myself now because now I have more of a cushion, and that's how I really like run it up because I really just
What does it take for you to decide which games and which sports to bet on?
So first off, if you're not actively watching leagues, like on top of it all night, knowing who's doing what players are scoring, if they were up early the last game and then they blew a lead or vice versa. Like, if you're not doing that and you're just like looking at box scores, I have friends that do that and they'll be like, "Well, this team," and you don't understand how the game's actually played out. You don't understand if a guy's really talented, he might be going through a cold shooting streak in basketball. Like little things like that, or like a left tackle gets hurt on somebody's offensive line and he's not going to be in there next game, or vice versa on the defensive side of the ball, cornerback goes down. Now an elite receivers, if you're not staying on top of all that stuff, you really have no chance to beat the house, right?
Yeah, that's very interesting. So you have to really, this is heavy duty research.
Yeah, that's what people pay me for.
Yeah.
It's like
you're doing research all the time,
right? And I'm also actively doing research by spending the time to make sure I'm immersing myself in all the games while they're live, right? So I'm not only doing the research before and after. When the key to me, because I've always been blessed with a photographic memory, and that's what I feel like has helped me a lot, is that like I'm able to like remember things and like jot them down or make mental notes to go back to for the next games. And, I feel like that helps me a lot as well. But then obviously the research, like I said before, after what guys' injuries are going to stay. Like, a couple weeks ago, like I thought Reed Blankenship was going to be out for a while and he came back the next game, But in my head, like I remember him the hamstring, so I thought that, he had tweaked it and that was going to be an issue in the secondary.
From the Eagles. Reed plays for the Eagles, yeah.
Right. That's just like a little example that went the other way. But, I'm always trying to do that. And like, as I'm getting older, I'm realizing it's more important to write things down as I'm doing that, because I was never a big note taker in school. But
I do it all the time.
There's nothing wrong with taking notes, honestly, because even if it's just to give yourself an extra sense of security, like taking notes during this really helps a lot as well.
For any kind of business.
Anything.
Because I take notes. I had notes to say to make sure that I contacted you a week
He did. He was
before,
very
2
great
weeks
about commenting
before.
on Grady, and even yesterday, because I almost forgot even then.
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that you remembered. So here you are.
Here I
Okay. You've built this business.
Yeah.
It's just you. You have people working
No,
with you.
it's just me, and lately I've been like upset at myself with that because I've had so many opportunities over the year to grow, and like in hindsight, I wish I would have taken advantage of that opportunity to grow bigger. And like, scaled and gotten into different things. But like, I had multiple 7-figure years, like, where I was just in signups. So at that time I thought, oh, I'm just getting started. Like I didn't think about the outside factors of people trying to bring me down. The market started to get saturated and like people starting to duplicate and see what I'm doing and try and copy me, you know what I mean? And just little things like that. So I wish I would have like taken more of a Barstool Sports approach, but now I'm getting in the side like where I am working with DraftKings, the DraftKings partner, which I'm super proud of because that was my goal from day one. So like that's kind of what I'm trying to also transition to is to like be like a face of a brand. And
Did you ever speak to Portnoy from Barcelona?
yeah, the Portnoy and I have hung out a couple times. Well, not hung out, but I've been him and I have met. We spoke. There's some pictures on our phones together. Yeah. Portnoy is aware of me. I actually ruined. So he had me do. Actually, I was the first person on a different app. We're not going to say, but it's not around anymore. But the Barstool app, actually, when Barstool had their sports betting app, I was the first person besides Logan Paul to have a Guru Portnoy parlay. We called it. And Portnoy told me if I got like it was like a crazy amount of people to put the bet in a short period of time. So I went to Xfinity and I blew away his expectations. Like it did some crazy numbers. And he's like, bro, I can't believe you actually did these numbers. There's definitely a spot for you. But he like told me, he said like he said, first off, we're trying to figure out what to do with you. Like, full transparency. Like, and then I also found this out later from Stu Feiner when he was going through, like I showed him just my Stripe's a payment processor.
Right.
So I showed him, like instead of just talking, I just showed him what I was actually generating revenue-wise. And Portnoy, like, was very transparent with me. He said, we were trying to figure out what to do with you. Like, we don't pay people what you're making. And Stu, like another time told me, he's like, you don't want to do, you'll end up losing money. But in hindsight, to have gotten in that ecosystem, I feel like would have been beneficial for the long term. So I think I would have, in hindsight, still taken the hit. But, we are who we are now.
Yeah,
We'll see how it evolves.
it was meant to be. Okay.
Yeah, and I got a little overzealous with Portnoy. I probably sent him, 500 unanswered texts over the years after that. Like,
Right.
but you know what I mean? But like he'll still every once in a while see him check on my page, like, every once in a while still. So he still
Dave
knows.
Portnoy, he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
I like that he's involved with Tunnels to Towers, for veterans and things like that.
I'm a big Portnoy supporter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like him. So then, I got a couple questions for you. So
Sure.
I got to unstack them in my brain. Okay.
So I thought I'm a lot at once.
So, when it comes to sports, okay, so you do UFC, you do baseball, you do basketball, you do hockey.
I do anything that I can handicap. Like yesterday, for example, like I usually don't do like the cups, but I did the Carabao Cup yesterday.
Which is
just like a soccer cup, like different
okay.
these different teams playing different leagues. But it was it was the quarterfinals, and that was the first leg of that big one, and it ended up being instead if I didn't put that leg in, I would have won 2,400 versus 5,700. So
wow. Okay. So you do spring training games? You don't do that. No, you can't.
I won't do
but
that.
what about international sports?
yeah. So soccer's an international sport,
Right. Do you do Premier League and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
EPL, Champions League.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, it's only if I'm going to be able to put the time to do it right.
Okay.
Some days if I don't have the time and it's early in the morning, like I didn't do that a lot, but there was a 2-year span where I was literally picking over 88% in the EPL and Champions League for 2 years straight.
Wow.
It was unbelievable. It was like a money glitch, and like I was posting it ahead of time because it started becoming so unbelievable, and like it was like the point where even the haters couldn't argue because it was just so transparent.
That's
It's crazy.
incredible.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
incredible.
know. I mean, but like I said, it's gotten a lot harder. It's gotten a lot more difficult.
So here's one for you.
Yeah.
Cricket.
Nah, I never met.
You know?
No.
Okay,
Maybe
so-
during those times where
What
back in
about
the day.
now? What other sport like volleyball? You do?
No, again,
You do Olympic
there's enough
stuff?
like
How
there's
about the
college
Olympics?
sports.
How about the
I
Olympics?
mean, maybe like for fun, but I'm not. I'll probably do that as free plays, like just say, hey, I'm doing this for fun to gamble, like not to,
Right, okay.
unless you like, get a tip from somebody that knows somebody, it's very tough to do stuff like that. I don't watch.
Because that's
that.
all amateur.
Yeah, like it's just I'm not in that world, not
Right.
immersed in it, like I said.
So it's baseball, football, basketball, hockey,
Yeah,
soccer,
yeah, but college basketball,
college basketball,
college football,
college football.
Yeah.
What
So-
else?
No, that's it. I mean, PFL. That's MMA.
Oh, MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's enough. My biggest thing is knowing when to like step back. You know, sometimes I try and do too much. You know.
So what do you see the future?
So that's why, ideally, I will be a long-term face of DraftKings. Again, so thankful for my DraftKings partnership. Where as the industries evolve, I hope that's going to be a big piece of my future. I hope I'm not going to get in trouble for saying that, but
It's okay.
So like that
good.
that's ideal for me, and then obviously sustaining the business like I've been able to, and to keep growing where people are winning, making money with me, and just having a good time. Like the other thing about being in the chat with me is it's not just the picks. I'm rooting with you guys. It's camaraderie. It's a sense of you're in a big we call it the Guru Squad. Like it's family. Like win or lose, we win together, we lose together. You know what I mean?
You have a whole community.
Yeah, exactly.
A whole community.
Yeah.
So, I want to get granular here.
Okay.
Okay. How did you really build up? You were talking about what do you call it? We were tagging people, okay, stuff like that. How did you build? How many followers do you have? Do you know?
I have like 39,000.
39,000.
Yeah, on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so cumulative, I probably have what, I don't know, 50,000, something like that.
So you're on YouTube. What else?
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I have a second Instagram page with like 3,600 followers. All of them,
So you got like 50,000
I
followers.
have 4,500 on X.
Oh yeah, X.
But again, all the shadow ban crushes me. It won't go above 4,500. Like I gained those 4,500 in like a couple months,
Right.
and like whoever's doing this, it sucks. But like I said, I still get it in the signups, and I still get it in the numbers. Like I did very well with my DraftKings. So like again, thank you squad for supporting me always. Like so. I just hope that eventually these people give up and they just let me live, So,
yeah, I get it. So now you have like 50,000 people follow you,
yeah.
right? And they bet with you.
Yeah, but the thing is also about the sports betting industry, and it's like that in any industry, but like when you say 50,000, like there's so many people that will go out of their way and still search your page but will never actually follow you. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what
Right.
you mean. We get a lot of views,
Yeah.
and so forth, but it's getting people to subscribe.
Right. Like I get millions of views every month for years,
But it's getting them to subscribe. You got to subscribe.
Thinking for gold, baby.
Yeah. Go to dangoldberg.com, go to the bottom of the page, and hit the icons. You could YouTube and Spotify and Instagram and all those, and you just hit the subscribe button.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
Isn't that what we have to do, Alex?
It is.
Alex is still here. He's here as always.
Big Alex.
Yeah.
We'll give you some good clips you could spread amongst your followers as well.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. All right.
Yeah. So, how long has betting been legal? What's sports betting in Jersey?
I'm thinking like 7, 8 years. However
Really?
long I've been doing it, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to me.
Well, it's funny because growing up, like I always when I would go to Vegas or obviously the off source whatever, like I always said I always contemplated because I played poker for a living, and whenever I would be traveling where I could sports bet, I would literally fund the trips by hitting these long leg parlays from little risks and winning thousands or tens and I always said if I lived in a sport in Vegas or I think I could do this for a living and make a lot of money, and as soon as it got legal
in Jersey, is it legal in Pennsylvania?
Yep.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's interesting to me that finally they're letting Pete Rose.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, that's a whole crazy thing.
That was crazy, and I don't know all the specific details, but they banned him for betting, and now they're allowing him to be into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, which he should.
And Shoeless Joe Jackson, I think the same.
Okay.
So for me. When I hear people that are betting on games, there's something that's in my mind. I'm trying to get it out, but it's when they have the football leagues. What's it called? The people all join the football leagues.
Fantasy?
Fantasy.
Yeah.
You do that?
I do. This season we just did with James was in it. Is what we did. We had called the First Wives Club. So we just did it with our girlfriend and our girls and their guys on our core group. Last year I did, big. The year before I would always be in a $5,000 league. Last year I did it with all the the top betting influencers. Last year I won that league. I was a $1,000 buy-in. I won $6,000 or whatever it was. I was with Matty Betts. This year I just honestly I wanted to focus on the betting, and I didn't think fantasy this year was super predictable. I thought there was a lot of wild cards and a lot of guys like the NFL kind of had evened out with skill level. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I didn't really see an edge, so I didn't even really get into
What
it.
about baseball?
I've done it over the years, but it's too much. Like for 162 games, like it's usually you can't usually find a buy-in big enough that warrants the amount of time that fantasy baseball takes. You know what I mean?
I do. I know my son's into fantasy
Yeah.
leagues. Yeah, so he's good at it.
Yeah, but
He's
it's like even
good.
if you do $1,000 buy-in, which is a lot, for $6,000, 162 games, like you're gonna be sitting there managed, and it's more than that because there's off days and stuff. So like,
There's off days, there's playoffs,
Yeah.
there's World Series, there's all that stuff.
right?
Yeah. So as you move forward
Uh,
now, because you're good at this,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It's almost like
I'm good again. I'm good again, guys. I'm
it's almost like I'm listening to you and I'm thinking, man, I mean, all the stuff that goes in your head, all the statistics. Like, I loved statistics in sports.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Okay. I couldn't stand statistics in college, though. I'll tell you that much.
No, I get that because it's a different kind of statistics.
Right.
Okay. But when I read baseball statistics,
Yeah.
I just get deep into it.
Okay.
And I will assume that you do that all the time. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, again, I also try and think about what the people the other side of what I think is I try and put myself in the sports book and the odds maker side or the algorithm of the odds maker side.
Right.
Eyes, to think what they're gonna think the public's gonna interpret those same. When they're reading into the box scores and all that, how the public's going to take that and what they're going to bet on too. So I think there's some of that as well, like where you worry it's like, and then you can kind of see it on the lines because it's like sometimes it'll be like, why is this line like this? Like it makes no sense, like based on all that we're seeing. And then sometimes those are the easiest ones to pick because then you're just like, oh well, if that's the way, I'm just betting the other side. It makes no sense, but like this is just what I've seen so many times happen. Like so I look for those outliers too as well. Like,
Really?
when stuff like that. So I try not to dig too crazy because it's more about seeing like how the guys are playing in that moment, in that time, how they're feeling,
Yeah.
injuries, stuff along those lines, and obviously what their ceilings are.
And you're constantly monitoring that stuff.
Yeah, the best that I can, and like I said, I'll get depressed if I don't feel like I'm as on top of it as I could be, because it's not easy to stay on top of it, right? It's very easy to be lazy, be like, I don't feel like reading this article, I don't feel like doing it, and just hey, I'm just gonna click this button, nobody's gonna know the difference, but when you do that, it's always a loss, it's just
Yeah. So you really have to stay on top of everything.
Yeah, and that's what people pay me for, and that's why the haters in the comments are like, oh, why can't you do it on your own? Well, that's why you can't do it on your own.
What's the next thing?
Next thing for me?
Yeah. What's the next sport you see getting hot, or
Oh.
the next, or
I
the
don't
next
know.
team?
I don't know. I mean, pickleball's a big thing, but I don't know if you're going to be able to monetize that.
That's and they'd have to have a pro league. Is there a pro league?
I'm sure there is, but I don't know. If people can build it up like that. Like they've tried with poker, and it's all right, but I don't know. Like I said, I was supposed to be in Vegas playing in poker tournaments last week, and I didn't feel up to it. One of the last poker tournaments I played, I actually won a Borgata for $55,000. But it's just so hard.
Say that again.
So I played that in
Pickleball?
no poker.
Oh, poker.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Poker. So
Am I able to get more water, bud?
Yeah.
My mouth started to stick together.
You're good.
hold on.
Here, I'll get your refill.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Carry on.
we shall. It's interesting that I look at this stuff, I think of you, and there are leagues that sometimes I think like the WNBA. Mm-hmm. You deal with the WNBA?
Not really. I've tried a couple, but it's like it's tough. There's some people that love to bet on it, but I not that I have anything against it. Like it's great, but it's just not for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and there's even women's basketball in
I'll
college.
bet women's college basketball every once in a while during tournament time, just because I feel like any time that somebody's at that level playing for like stuff that they're gonna remember their entire lives, it's kind of fun,
Yeah.
But other than that,
You kind of stay away from it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but I think that
Thank you, sir.
that's Alex, by the way. That was Alex's arm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sports. Let me put it this way. When I was a kid, back in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Right before I signed up to fight for the North.
1492, Columbus sailed the ocean.
Yeah, I was there too. It was baseball, football, basketball. So it was the Phillies and the A's. I went to Philadelphia A's games. I'm ancient.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there was the Eagles.
Okay.
And the Philadelphia Warriors before they moved. Okay.
Yeah.
And
so your best friend is Will Chamberlain, then, huh?
I did meet Will, the greatest of all time. I don't care what anybody says. It's the greatest of all time. And then there was the Philadelphia Ramblers in hockey.
Okay.
And they played for the Eastern Hockey League.
Okay.
All of a sudden, back in the 60s, 66, 67, we got the Flyers. Okay. Because the league expanded.
Yeah.
The Warriors moved to the West Coast, and then we got the Syracuse Nats, which became the 76ers.
Okay.
We lost the Philadelphia A's, to Kansas City, which then moved to Oakland, and now it's going to be in Las Vegas. And we lost the A's because the guy that owned the Yankees owned the stadium in Kansas City.
Yeah.
He strong-armed it. But from what I heard. But now, and there was wrestling, but it was Maple Leaf Wrestling, sort of, on Channel 12, which was in Philly, which was a commercial station. What happened? All of a sudden, there's leagues in everything.
Money
talks.
Technology.
Nobody walks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like there was 8 teams in each league.
Demands.
430.
Population's greater. More people have different interests. They stream video games, and people are huge billion-dollar industries now.
It's true. So, is there a league or a sport, Jordan Ludwig, that you see happening?
Like I said, that's not. Dana White's tried with power slap. Like, I don't know.
Power slap.
I'll leave that department to other people. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. Hopefully they do, and it gives me something else that I can maybe
Jordan
make money
Ludwig prediction.
Yeah.
Power slap.
Yeah, power slap's been doing well. Dana loves power slap, but yeah. You see all types of stuff. You see those guys with the rugby, players running full speed into each other.
Wait a minute.
There's so many things going on right now.
Do you do rugby?
No, James did rugby. But right now they have guys where literally they just run full speed head on at each other.
I know.
With no pads, yeah.
Yeah.
Just one-on-one.
I say rugby is the roughest game.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you.
It's American football without pads.
Yeah. I think still, though, the impact that the NFL players are putting on themselves, because first off, they are going to naturally, human minds can still go a little bit harder with the pads on, but then the force that they're hitting each other with, like, I still think the NFL is definitely harder. And NHL, like guys going at on ice, when you take a hit in NHL might be the toughest sport there is,
Well, it's nonstop. Mm-hmm. Sort of like basketball.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
But I'm saying the physicality of the NHL is insane.
Yeah, well, when I played for the Flyers, it was difficult.
Yeah.
I played
the interview with Bob Clark.
I played left out.
Yeah, left out. Yeah.
That's on the third row.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
at least you could afford the third row seat.
Oh, you kidding me? Yeah, for one night, it was big. I was big time then. So I'm like fascinated by this.
Yeah.
Fascinated. I'm not a bettor. I'm not a gambler. I don't do anything like that. But I'm sure that there are a lot of people out there, and it's growing.
It is, and that's hopefully it's going to keep growing. People are going to gamble responsibly and find a way to have fun without it taking over their lives. There's always got to be that happy balance, right?
Right.
Because it's very fun, but then there's also people that it's like anything else. Like it's things that are fun, you get that natural serotonin high, right? So. When things aren't going great in your life, you chase that serotonin high, and then, you don't get that. Let's say you have a loss. Now people are chasing that high because they don't know how to find in other outlets. It could become a problem anywhere else. So
exactly.
That's why you always
And who is this woman, serotonin? I've heard it so many times, serotonin.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I love it when there's all these commercials, and then they say, gambling problem, call 1-800.
Yeah, because again, they want to make sure that everybody has the resources at their disposal at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't bet more than you can afford to bet.
Yeah, always gamble responsibly. I have shirts that say when I play all that.
Gamble responsibly.
Yeah, responsible gambler. Yeah.
It's very important
Yeah,
because people can ruin their lives.
Again, that's why they make the closure. That's why the gaming commissions always require that they're set on every single advertisement.
It can be an addiction.
For sure, it can definitely like anything. Washing that watering that plant, even though I don't think it's a real plant, it could be an addiction.
It's true. You know what? I'm not sure. I think it is a real plant.
Is it? Maybe it's got a pot. I know there's stones on top, so I wasn't.
Yeah. But I think but you're right.
Right.
It's like OCD.
Yeah.
Check the lock 3 times.
Right. Exactly.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, do you ever run into people and you say, "Yo, dude," or "Hey, lady, I think you're going a little too far with this"?
It's not my responsibility. I mean, if they have the right, I think that the sports books, especially DraftKings, have the right people in place. They have the right technology that they observe it. Like, you'll get alerts, like the AI will detect it right away and they'll check on you literally through the app when you go to log in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have so much in place now when it comes to responsible gaming.
They're saying, hey, watch yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Like they say, hey, do you need to take a break? Do you want to set some limits? Especially like it's just automated. If you take a certain loss, like it'll come right up first thing when you log in.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. No, they definitely take responsible gaming super seriously.
And there are some big gambling companies now.
Yeah.
Which is, and you mentioned one, which is cool. It's another industry.
Yeah.
Right? It used to be that you went to Las Vegas.
Yeah. Or Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Did you see did you see AC before, like, as it got built up?
Yes, when I was young, back, before the turn of this 2 centuries ago, I used to go to Atlantic City all the time.
That was probably incredible.
It was great. We used to go to Chelsea Beach.
Really?
We used to hang out. There were no casinos or anything. And then casino gambling passed.
Yeah.
Okay. So then resorts went in,
Right.
and Caesars and Trump and all the other ones, and all of a sudden it got different.
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't go to Atlantic City just to go on the beach.
Right.
And you may not know this. Do you know why Atlantic City is where it is?
No.
Distance-wise from Philadelphia?
And what do you mean?
Well, Atlantic City is the shortest route between Philadelphia and the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay.
That's why it's there.
Okay.
The guy who developed it was a Philadelphian.
Really?
And he figured out that the shortest route is here, and we're calling it Atlantic City.
Oh, yeah? Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were going like the Nucky Thompson route and all that stuff. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Because we can give you stories about
Yeah.
Las Vegas, but that's a whole other thing.
Well, because he developed the road to Atlantic City and
Yeah.
stuff because they were using it to bootleg, right? So that was kind of...
Yes, they were.
Yeah. I like that story.
I when we get off camera, I'll tell you other stories.
Okay. Sounds good.
But because we're getting close to the time.
You know me, I can tell if you didn't know, now you know I can talk.
No, it's good. It's all good because we want to have a full show. I think about that, about how different it was when I was a kid in Atlantic City. Okay, but what do you think? And I could be wrong in this, so anybody listening or watching should check it out. The second largest gambling state is?
The second largest game in the state. Well, now, who knows? I mean...
It was Nevada.
Oh, you're saying
first,
what?
Next to Nevada.
What's the question?
Second largest revenue gambling state.
Second, as of when?
As of now.
As of right now? Well, with online... I feel like that probably is a game changer based on per capita.
Yeah, I'm talking about casino-wise.
Okay, Florida? Seminole Hard Rock?
You would think that. It's Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay, that makes sense because Parks was there, all that stuff. Yeah.
Parks is one of the biggest casinos in the country.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
and it's right here. I mean,
Yeah.
we could drive there in 15 minutes,
Okay.
right? So, or 20.
There's even one in Oaks. I was passing that the other day.
They're building one in Oaks?
Yeah, it's been there for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
And then there's one in Valley Forge. Mm-hmm. Big one in Valley Forge.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, and do they have sports betting in the casinos? I think they do.
The casinos have sports betting. Yeah, I don't want to talk about Philly casinos too much.
Yeah.
Just because I don't have the best track record with them. So
I don't go to casinos.
Yeah.
I don't. If I want to bet on something now that I know,
Yeah.
I'll call Jordan Ludwick.
Sounds good.
I mean,
Call it good
why
morning.
would I even spend the gas?
Yeah.
Spend the gas to get there. But this is fascinating. It is fascinating. Then it all started with you sitting with your brother and somebody else, and you watched them do something, and you came up with an idea. You're an entrepreneur
Yeah.
of the truest sense.
Yeah, and now I got to use this. Like I said, I got some other ideas that I wish I would have done and executed years ago. But it's never too late to do things. So stay tuned. We got some other cool stuff coming that's outside of the gambling world.
Do it.
We're gonna do it.
Do it.
Yes, sir.
I got my doctorate at the age of 71.
Oh wow, that's amazing. How old are you?
803.
I didn't realize you're over 70. That's crazy.
78.
Wow, that's impressive.
78.
Wow,
I should be 80, but I was sick for 2 years.
that's incredible.
Okay. But no, I'm 78.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad to have done this. It was an honor.
Listen, Jordan, this has been a pleasure.
Oh man.
Don't forget, NJ Betting Guru New.
Yes, sir.
NEW.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
NEW new.
Jordan Ludwick. And don't forget this. Subscribe, like, Digging for Gold. Go to dangoldberg.com. At the bottom of our website are all the icons. So you can subscribe to YouTube. You can subscribe to Spotify. You can subscribe to Instagram. You can subscribe. I think we even have TikTok. Yes, you can. Okay, all of them. And remember this. Use your mind. If you don't, others will. Once again, thank you, Jordan Ludwick. We'll see you next time on Digging for Gold.
All right, my man.
How was that, man?
That was great. You did good.